Phonological awareness is one of my favorite subjects. It's the foundational skill of reading and writing, and yet it's often overlooked in teaching our youngest students. Think of all the language play that used to happen in pre K, in kindergarten, and even younger. Making up silly nonsense words, words that rhyme like orange porange, and playing hand clapping games, games with alliterations like Miss Mary Mac. These fun language play games, which were once part of our childhood experiences, were actually those building blocks for reading. It got our brains ready for identifying the individual sounds in words even before we knew the letters. This is all part of what we call phonological awareness. Phonological awareness is a continuum of skills. Not that you need to learn one skill before the other, but the skills do follow a sequence of difficulty. For example, it's oftentimes easier for a young child to say an entire word than it is for them to break apart a word into syllables, or even to say the individual sounds in the words. This level of skill develops over time and with exposure to language and sounds. When a child reaches a level of being able to listen and isolate individual sounds, we call this phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is listening to the smallest unit of sound, which we call a phoneme. This would sound like b or z, individual sounds. Having an awareness of these individual sounds before a child is learning the letters that represent those sounds is a huge benefit. Research shows us that phonemic and phonological awareness have the most influence in a child learning to read. So what does that mean for your child? At Pip School, we start with those very early skills of phonological awareness. The awareness of how many words are in a sentence, how many syllables are in a word, and the individual sounds in a word. Your child will play games like swapping words to make a silly sentence or swapping sounds to make a silly word. It's a fun and yet such a valuable experience that will improve your child's reading and writing. Please come back and join me as I dive into each of these specific phonemic and phonological activities in Pip School.